Hello everybody, I'm gonna issue a short warning before the actual video is going to start.
Yes.
I'll put this in front of all the videos in this series. Quite simple, the language can get rough, can get foul.
It will get foul, it will get rough.
Yes, don't take any offense. It's not meant to offend anybody except for Igor. We mean to offend Igor, but you know, that's not easily going to happen.
I'm you should.
There we go already. No, it's all meant to take with, you know, to just take
safety measures.
Yes, and it's just for fun, shits and giggles, and it can be really polite and nice as well. But I'm not going to make any promises because I don't know what's coming next. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Grumpy old man discussing shit. So here we are for another episode. I'm not sure which one goes out first and which one. No, we'll see. We also don't have a name for this series yet, so maybe we should.
Suggestions?
Yeah, that's and suggestions for subjects.
Also down there. Yeah.
Drop them down below. So Igor thinks he has a subject.
I think
throw it on the table and we'll see if we can work with it. Oh, I'll turn off the sound.
Yeah.
Just for now.
Well, it started off like really like easy, like rebalancing. But then I'm like, I need to work, like, you know, how do you actually put that as a question? But like, what would you say were like one of the best rebalances your armies had? Like pick a favorite rebalance that was in your favor.
In my favor.
And one that was when you, well, was in your disadvantage, I guess would be the correct way of saying this.
You mean for current editions, or you mean just over all the time I played?
All the time you played. Let's do that, because that's probably more of an
I don't
better assessment.
I don't recall any rebalancing that negatively involved my armies that
Really?
I got stressed out about,
Obviously.
or that made me seriously reconsider my army or rebuild my army.
Okay.
I do, however, have moments where we released an army, and that seriously pissed me off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's put that in there as well, because I just realized that was also my.
Yeah. So
idea.
I remember. I'm not sure how long ago. I think it was like in. So I played really hardcore 40k, 3rd edition, 4th edition, I think 5th edition. When you know, I wasn't the most fun guy to play against. I would just come to the table with just one purpose, and it was just ending this battle as soon as possible, preferably. And in general, I would do that.
Yeah.
They called me Mr. There is no turn 3, because in turn 3 I would be
Done.
majorly done with your army. At that point I enjoyed that until I went to a tournament where I just rampaged through the tournament. I ended the tournament in first place. The number 2 spot was taken by Joost, a friend of ours.
Yeah.
But he was so far behind, even if he would have gotten an extra round,
Really?
he wouldn't be able to win the tournament anymore. I was so far ahead.
Was this the first GT you went to?
No, it was more like a local tournament.
Oh.
And I
I remember that one. Yeah.
with I think like 20 or 30 participants or something.
Yeah.
Not really big, but and I walked away from that tournament with a sour feeling.
Really?
Yes, I really thought to myself, I said to myself, you just destroyed 3 people's games. I deployed, I just went straight through and ended the game. The final battle actually was so bad, my opponent tried everything he could to trick me. I didn't do anything, didn't react to it. He played his first turn, I shook his hand and I told him, you're massacred. And I did just that in like 2 turns.
Wow.
I went through his entire army. And
Tyranids.
with the Tyranids, yes.
Yeah.
And then this is 3rd or 4th edition Tyranids. They
Yeah,
were
the
really
ones.
good back then. Yes. And at that point I decided to actually kind of like stop 40k
No.
and go and play fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And I started the Beastman Army, which was
yeah.
purely selected on being not able to compete at all. I just threw in what I liked model-wise, and I started playing with it. I played tons of good games with it. I learned to lose games with that army, actually, because I lost most of the games. And however, a while later, these rumors came that a new Tyranid Codex would be released, and I figured, you know what? I'm gonna do that army.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna build a new army. I bought the Codex. In my mind, I built an army. I bought a bunch of models. I bought the Codex. I came home. I read the Codex. I was flabbergasted. Really, I was. I didn't know what I read. I went back. I read it again. I read it again. I read it again. And I got the feeling these are just Space Marines with a pair of extra arms and shitty armor save. The whole field the Tyranid army had was gone.
Yeah, this is in the this was in the
This was I
Mad
think
War days, right? Where
the fifth, end 5th, beginning 6th edition, roughly.
Is this around when the Chaos Code because that's my bitching point, that the Chaos Code has got changed.
That 3rd edition Chaos Code.
I don't know which one. When it took my Iron Warriors out and basically.
Yeah, that's the 3rd edition.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry. I'll have my day in the sun to bitch about that.
So that kind of angered me.
Yes.
But I was playing a lot with my Beastmen, and I started off with having some demon units in there, some mortal units in there. They started off with taking the demon units out, I believe. Then they took the mortal units out, so the army already got a beating. I think you're gonna kick off.
Sorry,
I'll quickly go and say.
No, it's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay,
fuck it, we'll do it live. Come on.
So, and then this new Beastman book dropped.
Yeah.
Like within a month of that Tyranid book.
Yeah.
And all the skirmish units were gone.
Oh yeah, that was stupid. That was fucking
They made it all rank and file units.
That was so stupid.
So, and they put them on different size bases and all that kind of, and I was so angry with that.
Yeah.
That I stopped playing altogether at that moment.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. That's,
and I think I then went and played World of Warcraft.
Oh God, yeah.
For like a couple of years. And just that, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I was really angry at that moment. So, I think that is the
shittiest one?
Yeah.
Should I do my shitty one and then we'll do the good?
Then we'll do the good
two happy ones? Okay.
Yes.
Well, Chaos Warrior fucking time. Fuck. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna blame certain people. No, that's just we're past those days. We're past those days of calling names. But here I am, enjoying the hobby, getting into the hobby. These Iron Warriors are really cool. Fine, I had to buy an Imperial Guard Codex and I had to buy a Space Marine Codex because you had to have a Vindicator, which is in the stats are in the Space Marine Codex, and the Basilisk, which is in the Imperial Guard Codex. It's fine because it was a really cool army. There was I bought like the White Dwarfs because one of their writers did a painting guide for it.
You also have to explain that back then you had the whole force organization worked differently than now with the detachment that wasn't existing. Back then you had a force organization. You needed to take one HQ, 2 troop choices.
Yeah.
And from there on you could build up to a maximum of 2 troop choices, 6 troop choices, 2 HQs, and then you could have 3 elites, 3 fast, 3 heavy. There were no fortifications, there were no Lord of Wars.
Nope.
However, Iron Warriors could sacrifice, I believe, 1 fast attack or 2 fast attacks.
1 fast attack slot for
2
fast attack slots
for an additional
one
heavy
heavy
support slot. Yeah.
Which you wanted because then you could play a unit of Havocs, you could play a Defiler, and you could play a Basilisk
and the
Vindicator, which all had big shiny. Well, apart from the Havocs, they had big shiny templates which you dropped on enemies from afar, and you had your entire army over here, and we were like, well, hi, come over here because we've got last cannons and shit, which was fun as an army to play. I didn't even play the overpowered stupid one. I still had like Raptors in it. I had some Obliterators in it. I had a fun army. Based mainly because the Basilisk was cool and there was a Defiler in it and there was a Vindicator and rawr.
This was all kind of stuff you liked, basically.
It was stuff I liked. It looked cool. You had this whole siege army thing. the models were cool because I mixed them with old metal ones and all that stuff, so they kind of looked old. But
New Codex.
new codex comes out. Guess what? There's only the four Chaos Gods are represented, and the other four, the Alpha Legion.
And the Undivided Legions
Yeah,
are.
they're just fucking gone. There's not in there. So what I have is a shittier version of the army that I had before. Did I actually tell you that I was also starting a Wordbearer army next to it? And I already bought like 2 boxes of fucking demons, which were still like you could have like if you had Wordbearers, you could summon all kinds of demons. You could summon Bloodletters, and they would have Bloodletter stats, and you could summon demonettes,
you could make a really nasty Wordbearer army back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
which I was coming to. However, now you only had lesser demons and greater demons who had a fixed stats, no special rules, no nothing, garbage.
You could use the models, but not not the stats.
No, I'd rather throw them away and flush them down the toilet. Because damn, I was mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, well,
All because the codex changed and they streamlined everything and yeah. So yeah, that was my happy fun time with the stat changes.
well, as far as good things go,
Yeah, let's go to that one.
let's go to the 8th edition.
Yes,
It's good.
that was it.
I think 8th edition has been a huge. It apart from if you like the rules or not, compared to 7th edition. 7th edition was such a fucking mess. I came back to 40k in 7th edition, basically. And I just went through the armies and I just picked the one I liked by the looks of it. And I picked AdMac. And I told a friend I want AdMac with a knight. And that friend told me, well, there's this formation that will let you play AdMac with a knight. It's the War Convocation. The War Convocation is considered to be one of the worst formations that was out there in 7th edition because of all the free stuff you got. It was way overpowered, but I didn't know that. Because that friend forgot to mention that fact. So I went to the store, I bought that entire army, I started playing and I started once again rampaging through people. And at first I thought, I was under the impression everybody would have, that Games Workshop would have learned in the meantime, and everybody should have those type of formations, but that wasn't the case.
No, just that.
Yeah, there was that one, and there was a Space Marine one as well, where you got all 3 transports.
Yeah.
Also a ridiculous one. The admin got all 3 weapon upgrades. And
shit.
yes, and plasma couldn't overheat, for example, and all
Really?
the yes, really,
Jeez, crazy.
really bad. So that is that I actually considered the shift to 8th edition and the revamping of all the armies, all the way too long stat lines. You have this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that,
Yeah,
this, that.
okay.
There were way too many stats. I think it streamlined the game hugely. There is, however, a negative to 8th edition, and that it's insanely easy to copy paste units.
Yeah.
Which in my book isn't fun, and it's not how you should build your army.
No.
You don't go to war with only SAS troops or only your commandos, or
No.
you go to war with an army,
Yeah.
not with.
Just these guys.
You don't only take your Apaches, they need support and they need other stuff, and no matter how good they are, they need tanks, they need infantry, so that's how I built my armies and what I want to see on my tables, and Igor has that same mindset.
Yeah.
I do get if you go to LVO or Adepticon, those really big tournaments where there's serious prizes to win and another honor to get, that you might change your mindset a little bit.
Money involved, something.
I still wouldn't bring such an army, not even to those type of events. But maybe that's why I don't go to those type of events. So, um, there's this tournament here in the Netherlands that just follows the ITC rulings, and that's, you know, the tickets go online and it's sold out in like a matter of 2 hours. Every other tournament organization that tries to do a tournament with restrictions, they hardly sell any tickets.
Nobody shows up.
No. That's so. Apparently, a lot of people think it's fun to make the biggest asshole list you can come up with, and then throw it at each other. I don't really want to play like that anymore.
Okay.
So is there more? Is there more what I really think is good? You know, maybe because of the way I build my armies, like the last chapter proved.
Yeah.
The stuff that I use is the stuff that nobody else uses.
Okay.
So what happens to the stuff I use, that all gets cheaper.
Yeah.
So my army grows immensely, which is nice. I play Warhammer to move my figures around and to throw some dice.
Yeah.
So, but you were on the receiving end of that one just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was.
Yes, and we played a game that was like 750 points.
500 points.
Yeah, but before 750.
Oh yeah.
And then there was before chapter approved, and then after chapter approved, I nearly got the same army for 500.
Yeah.
So it was quite a big point reduction going on there.
Funny thing was, you told me so. Like, where's your, you know, where's this thing? Like, was it like a bloat drone or something?
Yeah, the bloat drone.
Yeah, what's a bloat drone? It's like, what the fuck you mean a bloat drone? I can play a bloat drone at 500 points. What's wrong with you? Crack around? Like, no. Like,
and then I showed my army. He said,
yeah,
did you calculate your points correctly?
Yeah.
Yes, pretty sure I did.
Yeah, well, because I had, I have the army too, and I was like expecting, you know, a certain amount of models and stuff. And suddenly goes, yeah, I can play this. Like, how?
Yeah.
It's like, how? It was 500 points. 500. Yeah, this is 500 points. Like,
yeah, I think a good example in that was the Tech Priest Dominus.
Yeah.
Who came in the Codex at 145 points.
Yeah.
And then the Tech Priest Engines here got accompanying him for the second HQ choice. They together would come out at around 180 points.
Yeah.
And then after chapter approved, together they were cheaper than the Dominus alone in the Codex.
It's fucking crazy.
So and nearly all the units that I picked actually went down in points.
Yeah.
And quite a lot.
It's crazy.
So therefore, it was big point reduction.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you didn't really have big. You did.
No.
No, you needed to pay more points for the Poxwalkers actually.
No.
The cultists got more expensive.
Yeah,
yes.
who fuck plays cultists in that?
Yeah, every not that card Chaos player.
Yeah, fucking.
And not 1,000 Sun Chaos player because they have Sangors. But yeah.
But like that's the thing. Like everything got a little bit cheaper on my end, but not that much. Like not compared to the point dump you got basically. Like you.
No, and the really good units that they had, they didn't get an increase in points. They just stayed the same for AdMac.
Yeah, so you could take a really good unit for free basically if you take the old points.
Yeah, but for example, another nice thing is for my Tyranids. I haven't played with them in that way, but I played around with a list that got an insane amount of victory or command points.
Yeah.
Because you know that in my book is fun. You play Tyranids, you field 250 models, and you have this bucket filled with command points. So, and then I noticed that they made the Biovore 10 points more expensive.
Oh no.
But then I noticed they made the Lictor 10 points
cheaper.
Yes. So I can still play the same amount of Lictors and Biovores for the same amount of points. So that's that balances out. So that's good. Then what they did is I had Neurotropes and Tyranid Primes for my army.
Yeah.
They made the Neurotrope more expensive, but they cut the same amount of points off of the Prime. So that didn't
matter.
No, just didn't touch the army at all.
Nice.
Because all the good stuff, what everybody's using, I'm not using that because I have a completely different army. So it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. So 8 for you would be a good one. I'd say.
Yeah, the whole turnaround in the game from 7 to 8. They're just more streamlining, and I'm not saying that the game always goes faster.
Yeah,
some things really need some adjusting still.
I got in at 8th, So, well, I think for me, Ace was just, you know, what I needed to get back into the hobby. Like, mostly Death Guard. Like, it was more like, oh, look at these Primaris things. And then suddenly all these Death Guard models come out. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, they look good.
They look, yeah,
They
compared,
look really
compared to the other ones, which were just basically normal Chaos Space Marine with a big belly. It's like, well, now suddenly tentacles everywhere and shit. I'm like, oh, this is...
Yeah, design-wise, they did a really
Design-wise, they
good job on
did a
the
really good
Death
job.
Guard.
And, yeah.
Fully agree on that one.
So yeah, that was basically for me and the way back in, I guess.
Good thing, the Death Guard.
And Age of Sigmar, I think I got used to it basically. Once I got past the Sigmarines, I'm like, okay, this is kind of fair enough.
Well, I like Age of Sigmar. It's a fun game.
I haven't played it yet.
We should just play a game without the camera.
Yeah,
once, or a
because
couple of times, just with unpainted models.
I have a lot of unpainted models, so yeah.
Yeah, well, me too, but that's something we all have. It's plastic crap.
Well, 3 armies. I mean,
Well, I'd make sure I don't use cocaine. So that's
willing.
I think my wife rather sees me go buy a box of models than a bag of cocaine. To be honest.
I don't know. At least I can snort the cocaine and not look at it. Like now I have to look at the fucking models every goddamn day. So it's, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this, to be honest.
Yes.
Don't do drugs, kids. But you know, it's once the models start piling up, you may have to make some decisions.
To relieve the pressure, you may have to use some drugs.
Yeah.
No. Okay. We live in the Netherlands. We can get drugs pretty easily.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah. So, but I think that's we can get it pretty easily and pretty safe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but because our government is just
They don't know what to do.
No. Well, they seem to not really care.
Back to models.
Have you ever used drugs, by the way?
Of course.
No, you haven't. Yes, you have?
Of course I did. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
Shitloads.
Yeah, I did, but it never did anything for me. So.
Well, how do you think I got this fat? Like, you stop doing drugs and then start drinking alcohol, it fucking piles on. That's how I gained like double my weight.
Okay. Well, I just like eating. Yes, no, that's just the problem.
Yeah. So
good answers.
yeah, I like
Good discuss. I think there was actually a better point than I made for the previous one, or maybe the next one. I don't know how this will end up. Yes, gonna stop here.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's done.
yes,
Good.
because we're rambling in different directions.
Getting into personal stuff now.
Yes.
That's,
Well, that's fine by me, but
yeah.
I don't do drugs.
Not anymore.
No, I try. You know, like every 15-year-old does.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's this one time.
Don't do drugs, kids.
This
Don't do
one
drugs.
time at band camp.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop it right now, right here.
At the bank camp.
I'm gonna tell you the story when the camera's on,
Yeah, do that.
because it's a ridiculous story.
You went to bank camp?
No.
Yeah.
I went somewhere else. You know. So I'm going to stop the video right here. I'm going to say thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for subjects that we should talk about with the two of us, the light is doing this in it's a weird thing in the camera. Do you see that in the screen above your head? Or it's just your halo? Oh, I'm going to turn the camera off. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Bye.